when it comes on up over here because I didn't mute it yet. Hey, I got 2 thumbs up and haven't even come up yet.
I see 3.
Here, I'll do. There we go. Ah, come here. Get back up here. She's trying to come up.
We are live.
We are live. Hey, everybody, if you're coming in, I'm sorry. I was playing around with the stream on my other TV because I like to be able to work with the with both, because commenting on the actual YouTube feed is a lot easier than trying to comment on the StreamYard. Anyway, welcome to the Thursday night live stream, guys. I'm Tracy T Ham 141 Homestead with Remy from Rem's Family Farm. How you doing, Remy?
Pretty good. We are finally starting to have some nice weather out. I was able to see some green today, which is amazing.
Really? Mine disappeared. I had all green and it disappeared. It was under. I got like 16 or 18 inches of snow, and it was just horrible. My friend's father has a greenhouse like mine, except a little shorter. Hey, Marilyn! And it collapsed on them. They got that much snow up north. And yeah, and it got cold. I think I killed some tomatoes.
They're easy to handle, but they're so easy to kill.
Yeah. I just had to put a bunch of them in pots up here. I don't know if I move out of the way if you'll be able to see. Right up here, those are all tomato plants, and I moved a bunch of them down in here. You probably can't really see them all that great, but and I took a stick, a cherry branch. Oh my God. I took a cherry branch. Hey Thor, hey guys, right up to the top, there's a link if you want to come on screen. And there's also a poll question if you want to take a peek at it.
4 votes.
Oh, that was you, Remy.
I have 1 vote, screen. Not 4.
No, on the instant message, it says look at your computer screen.
Oh, well, that was before we even went live.
Oh well. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, just go up top here. I'll actually share it again, Darren, if you want to come on, or copy from clipboard and Control V. I love my shortcuts. Okay, I said post.
Could be a lag.
But Ann from Bucket List is here. Y'all feel free to come on in. I was playing around with some stuff earlier. So yeah, feel free to come on in. Yeah, it's 80%. 80% are saying water. Oh, Lynn, why was I calling you Ann? I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, yeah. Absolutely, Darren. but yeah, a lot of people are talking about water, and water is necessary. If you're looking for a plot of land to buy to go off grid or to homestead, water is very important. Um, you voted, you little cheater. Marty Lynn voted twice. That's okay. Vote as many times as you want. I don't. It's not like it's official. Um, but uh, but yeah, water is very important. I have a dug well right now, and um, that is it's kind of a surface water well. It's not a great well. My cousin, I used to drill wells for with him. He well for him. Um, he has a well drilling company, and he said that he's just trying to work it out. So during the winter, sometime, um, uh, he could come up and just get me started, and then I could run it for a day or so when it doesn't have to be um, off grid. For me means cold, no pressure shot. Oh no, 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 no! Fat man's got to have his hot water. My water will scald you. Um, I have an on-demand water heater that's actually one designed for um, so that you can put a hose in a creek and pump it to the water heater and take a shower right from it. But yeah, I couldn't bathe in a creek. I couldn't. I gotta have water pressure. I am going to be getting a pressure tank to pressurize it even further. Um, but yeah, cold showers are not for me. Um, but Darren says I clicked electricity. Maybe I hit water instead. Electricity, that is actually fairly easy nowadays. Um, it with the solar and um, hoping my parents get the hot water going at the cottage before we get there. Um, but yeah, electricity with the solar and the wind, you could get uh, the hi handsome. That's actually his name. Um, but you, you can get a little wind turbine for a couple $100 that will you're not supposed to be on the table uh, that will power a battery bank, give you like 80 what is it, 80 watts an hour, which will power a bank, especially if it's going 24 hours a day. I have 7 12-volt deep cycle boat batteries um, that I use right now. Um, Wait a minute, Mary Lynn, aren't you the one that swims in the St. Lawrence? That's got to be cold.
She keeps saying she doesn't want to go in it.
I wouldn't either, man. There's some big fish in there. Oh, um, but yeah, the electric today, the investment that I have into it, I think I've in the last 5 years, I think I've paid off my little system and the upgrades. Um,
Nice.
and it is nice. I'm considering with because I do have my hot water heaters propane, and I my lungs collapse in cold water. Yeah, mine too. I don't like cold water. Um, I um, the propane is something that I take it down to the hardware store down the hill, and they fill the tank for me. It's relatively cheap. I'm thinking about getting a service where they bring their tank and because right now a 100-pound tank like I have has 23 point something gallons in it, and they can do a 100-gallon tank, which is what, 3 times, 4 times the propane, and I get 3 months off 23 gallons. So figure I would get almost a year out of the what do you call it? Out of a big tank. Okay, you're not going to be hopping back and forth. Come
I see your
on.
cat. I was gonna get a cat to get rid of the mouse. All the
Uh-huh.
mice I have. I went in my chicken coop earlier today, and there was a dead mouse on the ground. They killed one. Chickens are vicious.
Chickens are vicious. I love it. You'll see them running around with two frog legs sticking out of their beak. It is horrible. The other day I set a trap, a regular conventional mouse trap in the pantry, and I wasn't having any luck. They were clearing it right off. Well, it was a really tiny mouse, and I found it the other day. The trap went off, but it was laying next to the trap. It wasn't in the trap at all. So I'm thinking maybe it just hit it in the head or something
Knocked it down. Yeah.
and killed it. But I threw it outside. The chickens picked it up and took off with it. They need a little meat in their diet, I guess.
Yeah, they didn't want to eat it. I put it in compost pile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't take very long to disappear.
Yeah. The Adirondack trap has not produced anything yet. I'm thinking about taking it out to the tool shed and trying it there. But I think some of that is because there's so much already there. I went through and I'm not finding holes in anything. They ate through a box of the dried potato flakes, and that we had it wasn't long-term storage because that would be in the Mylar bags, but yeah, that was the only thing that they had gotten into. But they must be able to eat pretty good. But it's just weird because their poop is red. I don't know what they're getting into that would turn their poop red this time of year. I would say they're eating berries or something, but there's not a berry out there that I can see.
It could be sick. It could mean something totally different.
Yeah. Our chickens are great killers. Frogs and mice and voles don't stand it right. Yeah. And you'll see a parade of chickens. One will have like the whatever it is hanging out of its beak, and he'll be running wide open, and the rest of the flock will be chasing her.
And chickens will tear you to pieces, Darren. Have you ever heard about pigs? Like you can't go and lay down in a pig's pen because they will literally eat you alive.
Yeah.
If they think you're dead, they'll eat anything.
Yeah. That there's actually been accounts where people have used pigs to get rid of bodies.
Oh
Not
yeah,
that I've
totally
ever
makes
looked
sense.
that up at all.
It would totally make sense.
Um, but yeah, roosters. If I get a rooster, I've got one, a young one. He came with my Buff Orpingtons. I bought 12 Buff Orpington hens last year, pullets, the chicks, and raised them and stuff. And one of them turned out to be a male, and he has come at me a couple times, and I kicked this last time. I kicked him and I caught him right under the chin, and it cocked his head back, and he just like stumbled for a few seconds and then just turned and walked away like nothing happened. I hate doing that, but my only alternative is to put him in the freezer because I won't have them. I won't have them if the grandkids come up. They're scared of the roosters as it is.
Yeah. And Darren, you have pigs right now, right? I'm gonna have to watch my back when I go over at your place. Giving him bad ideas there.
Yeah, I got pigs finally on the homestead. Manure piles and pigs are great for unwanted. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. During quarantine, Wendy had a nice big hole out back dug, and I don't think she got it quite big enough to fit my body in, but I think I got on her nerves a little bit. That serial killer, I saw some of it. And then they did a Criminal Minds episode that was kind of based on that a little bit. Oh, Marilyn, she wants her hot water turned on for that cabin. I'll bring
Okay,
that.
we're safe. We're safe. He doesn't have pigs yet. And I'll be bringing moose meat. I'm a good guest too. Wine and steak.
Y'all are gonna wake up like a week after you get to Darren's and say, "Wait, weren't we supposed to go somewhere?"
Well, I'm really looking forward for Angie's lasagna, so we're gonna go for sure.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about trying to get there, but I just don't know if I should try to go. My sister-in-law just came down with a case of the that virus. It shall not be named, but I didn't have any exposure to her. Cinnamon rolls and plants.
I'm gonna gain weight there. I'm pretty sure.
I won't be the only fat man on our lives.
Nope.
Oh,
She's bringing what kind of plants again, Lynn? I think she said something about basil the other day.
oh, nice. You don't have to pack a lunch.
It's in
Oh.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I just want to let you guys know I got the I won in Remy's giveaway there from Florali Savon soaps.
Savon means soap.
Savon means
Savon.
soap.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And I let Remy pick the scent, and he picked lavender made with goat milk, and it. I don't have to hold it that close to my nose. I can smell it. It is delicious smelling. I might try to eat it. It's goat milk. That's dairy is a food group.
I think it's edible.
It's very possible. But yes, I can't wait to try that out. When I take my shower.
Just came in today.
No, I got it. I got it last week.
Okay. Oh,
Early last week. It came quick. Because I remember you messaged me. They still have you. Do you arrive? Okay. Tracy, if you decide to come to convention and they still have you do arrive, it's very easy. Not quite. Something's very easy.
Arrive can.
Oh, in Canada, coming through to Canada. Oh, the border. Yeah, coming through. Yeah. What? The food deliverer commercial said I could eat soap and lipstick. Okay. I I know you can eat soap. My mom was one of those. If I said a swear word, um, yeah. Oh, the Arrive Canada app. My big thing is my driver's license in New York. For some reason, the powers that be in New York decided that when the federal government raised its criteria for identification, they weren't going to they weren't going to change their licenses to make it comply. So you have to spend more money to get a special driver's license that will also get you on a plane and help you cross borders. Um, and well, me, I have a problem with authority apparently and a rebellious streak. And I said, I'm not paying extra money so that I can go anywhere. We're not supposed to have to worry about crossing borders. I'm American, darn it. And then COVID.
Nexus card.
A Nexus card? What is a Nexus card? Is that like a credit card or something? No, I've got Discovery, Visa, MasterCard.
Got them all but that one.
Yeah. I don't know. They keep calling saying, could you please cut up our card? No, I'm joking. um, oh, if you live on a border, you get that instead of a passport. Oh, I'm quite a ways from the border. I'm an hour, no, I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours south of Watertown. Um, let's see, it's some food delivery in Ontario, I think. So they did a commercial saying that they deliver more than food. So the actors are shown eating soap and lipstick and other stuff. Oh, that is hilarious. Um, oh, I got a new tool. Um, I've been wanting something like this um, forever, but I wanted one that goes on my drill, but I'm too cheap to actually buy it. I don't know if you can see this. This is you when you're back in the woods, you use the drill, the auger to drill a hole up to the end of the teeth here. And then you use this hole and you can put a stick through there to turn it. And then you use this hole to set on the end of another pole and tap it down on there and then break off the pieces and it makes a joint that will fit right in this hole.
Yeah, I've seen a video on those things. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It was cheap and then it took forever to get here because it's from China. I did not realize that when I bought it, but um hey Belinda and Chuck, how's it going? Oh, you've been to Watertown. Well, yes, Watertown is a cool place. There was a news, well, it a thing on Facebook that showed this guy. Through he was walking through downtown Watertown naked. Apparently his walk of shame turned out bad. She took his clothes. Um, yeah, Watertown, it is a nice place. Trevor and I were actually there. His wife called him and she said, "Yeah, I just took a COVID test and came up positive." And so he said, "Well, I got to get tested." So he took a home test and it came out negative. We had to take the trailer back to the place where we get the pigs from, and uh, that's up in Black River, up near Watertown. And we took that back, and then we went to there's a clinic there that does the tests for free, um, or well, no cost to you. I guess it hits your insurance or whatever. And he came out negative there again. Um, he kept telling her that she did the test wrong, and then she took two more and came up positive on both of them. So, but I didn't. I wasn't exposed to her. Don't worry, Remy. You won't catch
I'm
it.
safe. I'm already immune by now.
Well, it's like at work. He went to work, and he showed them the paper that said he was negative, and they said, "Yeah, you're good to go." And at 11 o'clock, Human Resources came down and said, "Yeah, you got to go home. You can't be here." And he's like, "Well, am I going to get paid?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's paid off, um, paid time off. He's got to be home for like a week or something." But he says, the funny thing is, he says, she said, if you were vaccinated, you could stay and work. And he says, but you can still spread it with even if you're vaccinated. And she said, I know, it's just what we got to do. Anyway, I don't want YouTube to get. When my hubby used to drink, we would stop at the U.S. based for rum, cheap. Now we just go shopping. Yeah. I used to love. We used to have a Griffiths Air Force bases is in Rome, or used to be in Rome, and I when I come home on leave, I'd take my parents shopping at the commissary and the PX, and um, I would hit the oh, what did they call that? It was a liquor store basically,
Nice.
but um,
But here, Lynn, we don't have to cross the. Well, we kind of have to cross the borders. We go on the Quebec side for cheap beer. It's like
I,
there's a big difference. Like I can go to the liquor store here, like 5 minutes away, for a case of 24 beers. It's about $45. And if I go put $10 of gas in my car, drive to town, cross the bridge on the Quebec side, I can get, I think it's 60 beers for $72.
wow,
So you basically get like almost a case of 24 for free if you buy two, kind of.
you said $72 and 60.
Yeah.
It's $1.20. That's not bad.
And here in New Brunswick, it's $45 for a case of 24. That's more than $2. Well, almost $2 each.
Wow. I'm looking for a border I can cross to get cheap gas. This
If you find one, let me know. It's still cheaper in the States than it is here.
Yeah, it goes down a lot once I get out of New York, but I'm so far from. I mean, it's about a 2.5 hour drive, maybe a little more, to the southern border to hit Pennsylvania. Um, but ouch. Yeah, we got at something they used to talk about in English class a lot that they have here in New York. It's called a syntax. I don't think they're the same thing, but um, went up 16 cents. So yeah,
That's per liter.
wow. because there's like a liter is like a quart and a half, right?
I think it's 4.4 liters in a gallon, if I'm not mistaken. Could
Okay,
be
so
wrong. It's somewhere around that. So it's probably like 60 cents a gallon more.
yeah, that's insane. Um, uh, they our powers that be have just opened up for permits to begin drilling on federal land again, but that's not going to help for it'll be another year before that affects uh our thing. What they need to do is that the pipelines, but he doesn't drink anymore. There's a union, so that is a big reason for the high price. I only buy vodka for my homie. Yeah. Um, oh my goodness. I was showing my mom. My mom was here the other day, and I was showing her my vanilla extract that I made, and I opened it up, and oh my gosh, it was strong vodka smell. And but then I shook it up, and it went back to smelling like vanilla bean. Um, but yeah, um I worked I ran a youth group for quite a while, and there was a gentleman that found out that I believed, that the Bible doesn't say you can't drink, it just says don't get drunk and stuff like that, and he was uncomfortable with that, and I said, well, for because I had had like 3 beers in a year and a half.
I
So
drink
I'm
that
like,
every night.
yeah, right. And I said, well, if it makes you feel any better, I'll never drink again, or I'll never drink again. He says, yeah, that would make me feel better. I didn't expect him to say that, but so I quit drinking, which, like I said, 3 beers in a year and a half, I wasn't giving up much, but uh, and then he still never really sent his kids to the youth group. So, but it hasn't really hurt me.
Well, didn't Jesus turn water into wine?
Yes, he did.
He wouldn't do that if he didn't want you to drink.
Right. Um, the Bible, if you look at all the instances where the Bible talks about drinking being bad, it is um, kings and princes that will forget the poor. Okay, well, if you're drinking that much to start not taking care of your business, then that's a problem. Um, um, Lingering long at the wine, and that's where it's talking about to be a deacon in the church, or for a position. You can't A deacon can't be given to much wine. Much. It's not saying you can't drink. Paul tells Timothy, take a little wine for your stomach, because fermented foods are really good for your digestive system. Um, and now there are people who believe that, oh, you can't be a Christian and consume any alcohol for pleasure, and I'm not in that camp. I believe it's all right what you do. You got to be careful your testimony and stuff like that. Like if somebody saw me stumbling out of a bar, wow, um, it could really rock the world of some of the kids that I that I have worked with over the years. Oh, well, congratulations on 7 years. That is awesome. It's like smoking. It's not an easy thing to give up. Um, well, it is easy to give up until you try to give it up, just like smoking. But yeah, I don't hold anybody, it's a personal choice.
Yeah,
Um, and uh, I don't I got rid of a lot of problems when I stopped drinking for pleasure, because apparently I'm an idiot when I drink.
well, I love everyone when I drink, so It makes me a better person, I guess. Well, I
Right.
think it's just like anything else. Like, I mean, don't abuse it. That's all. If
Right.
it, like you were saying, if it stops you from doing the right thing, well, maybe it's time you stop. But I drink a couple of beers here and there, and I go to work still, and I take care of the kids, and I take care of my stuff, and I mean, I will never let it, consume me.
Right. Um, and it's one of those things where, God gave us things like this, um, uh, to use appropriately. It's like um, marijuana and stuff like that. There are medicinal. There's great medicinal value, is my understanding in cannabis. Jesus probably used hemp uh, because the stems of the plant are very strong. I don't know if that's what they used back then for belts and stuff like that, but hemp rope is a very strong rope. Yeah, in the military, I find they are part of the problem with abuse of. Yeah, I had that problem when I got out of Desert Storm. Um, for a little while, not long, because uh, I got saved shortly after, and that just totally changed everything. But it was my coping mechanism for a long time, was drinking heavy. But even though I don't drink, I told my mom, I said, I got a bottle of vodka if you want some vodka. And she's like, oh no, she is so worried since Wendy passed. I took her to the doctor's office, and there was a brown bottle on the passenger side floorboard. And she said, son, you're not turning to drink, are you? I said, no. She says, well, is that yours? And she pointed down at the bottle. I said, well, yeah, Ma, I drank that. I drank that fast. I said, in about 10 minutes, it was delicious. And she said, oh, son, don't turn to drink. And I picked it up and I said, Mom, it's a cream soda. um, but yeah, and in the homesteading life, like I ferment apple peels and stuff like that for apple cider vinegar for my chickens, um, and stuff like that. But there's a very fine line between apple cider vinegar and hard cider. Um, every social event in the military here revolves around booze. My husband became a counselor for his squadron. He also has a family. Yeah, I also have family history of alcoholism, but it's one of those things. One like Remy, the way he's describing it. Um, you know, he has there's no problem there. Whereas, the next guy might take one drink, fall in love with it, and next thing you know, he's
Don't
on this.
stop. Yeah.
Yeah. It's self-control and moderation. Um, some of the plants that we have. Um, what is the one you smoke? Not cannabis. Uh, for asthma and lung problems, I think it's echinacea. Maybe one of them you smoke.
Eucalyptus? No.
Eucalyptus. I don't think you could smoke that. Um, but
Uh,
but but they use it for. Um, but there's one that you can smoke that really helps clear up your lungs and stuff like that. Uh, but but everything was given to us for a reason. Um, alcohol, alcohol in the military went from that to half a full bar. Yeah. Wait, you're a teetotaler, aren't you, Darren?
It says tobacco. I googled it.
Tobacco to help with your lungs?
Remedy respiratory conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, and cough. Yep, lobelia, also called Indian tobacco.
Oh, Indian tobacco. Okay. Yeah.
Lobelia, Lobelia.
I wonder if that's like mullein. Because that's
Ephedra. There's a couple.
but used in its proper way. It's like with the alcohol. I think a beer is what 6%. You're using it. You're kind of using it
Four.
medicinally. For yeah, it's it helps you relax, and you're getting a medicinal effect from it. Uh, Teetotaler. Is that short for a functioning alcoholic? No, that's somebody who doesn't do anything. They don't drink, they don't smoke, and I think the teetotalers. There used to be a party. I watched. Oh man, it was a great movie. Based in Toronto, as a matter of fact. He was a cop in the 1800s, the turn of the 19th. Yeah, the turn of the century there, from the 1800s to the 1900s. Um, and I think there was a teetotaler party in that was on there. Which, don't take your history from, you know, police thrillers. I am looking for a good recipe for compost. Wow, that changed quick.
Yeah, came from talking about alcohol to poop, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Chicken poop, rabbit
For,
poop.
for like potting soil and stuff, I've got the wood chips. I took and I was doing an experiment. I took and I got a load of wood chips that's turning to dirt slowly, and I put that through my wood chipper. I've got one of the little wood chippers, and it grinds it up real fine. Um, and it's arborist chips, so there's leaves and stuff like that in it too. Um, and I was trying an experiment. I took two Black Prince tomatoes, and I put one with the double ground chips on bottom and the 6-year-old manure, horse manure on top, and planted them in the horse manure. And then I did one where the horse manure was on bottom and the wood chips were on top. And it's unfortunately both the plants got hit with the real cold temperatures. I wasn't prepared for it to be that cold. I think it hit 27 degrees in the greenhouse. Uh, and it's like right now it's supposed to be down in the 30s uh, today, and or tonight, and I've got my little bell going. Um, I took. Let me show you this real quick. I know. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's sitting on the wood stove. But this is two um, terracotta pots with a bolt through it, and I got a washer blocking the hole. And you put it up on blocks on a couple little bricks, and then you put the candles that are in the glass on it, under it, and it gets up to, in my test. Hold on. Wow, that's hot. In my test, it got up over 120 degrees. The pot did, and then the bolt was too hot for the thermometer to read. Yeah, composting. I'm seriously getting into composting. I use the deep litter method of chickens, and I just let it build up and put more on top of it and let it build up. And that's not the right way to do it, because you just end up with a mushy mess, and you try to compost it, and unless you cover it, maybe it turns into a mushy mess outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Remy about the snow. My friend's greenhouse, my friend's father has a greenhouse, and it collapsed it. We got 16 inches, and I went out and knocked the snow off it. And my greenhouse is doing okay, but the cold just obliterated the the black prints. The brandywine tomatoes definitely took a hit, but I think they're still alive. And I know it. Annie from Back to Basics Homestead says that tomatoes are very forgiving. I think these black princes are going to hold a grudge. um, yeah, and but with the compost now, I was watching today, and I didn't notice the date on it. Living Traditions Homestead. I think they're quite a ways farther south than I am. But she took her comfrey plants and cut them back, chopped the leaves up, put them in, them in water, and left them. I think she said you can put it directly on your plants after like 2 or 3 days, but it's best if you put it if you let it set for 3 to 6 weeks, but then you have to dilute it, and it makes a fertilizer similar to Miracle Grow, with the what is it, PRK or something like that? Oh,
One
NPK.
one thing you can do is if you have chicken poop, you can put chicken poop in the bottom of a barrel, fill it with water, and then you can take the water to water your plants. But I mean, I wouldn't use it on like on carrots and stuff like that because
Right, root vegetables.
it wouldn't work too well. But like on tomatoes and stuff like that, I guess it does wonders. I've never
Wow.
tried it myself, but my neighbor told me that a couple of years ago and didn't have a chance to try it yet.
Hey, Patrick, seems odd I come in alive. It's about beer twice now in 2 days. Oh, maybe somebody's trying to tell you something, Patrick. um, oh yeah, they're in the Ozarks. The Living Traditions Homestead. They're really good, but they're one of those channels that has grown because of the channel. And when they started out, they were just starting out on the homestead, and now they're trying different things that works for them, and their garden is beautiful. One and they're doing pigs and everything. They're doing the whole homesteading thing, but they're upgrading. They just bought a farm, and they're moving to a farm. Hey, Little House in the Big Woods.
Hi, Melissa.
Welcome. Hey guys, there is a poll up top. Can I let go to channel input? I don't want to do either of those. Up top, what are your biggest homesteading / off-grid questions about? We're 50% water right now. Um, um, Go ahead and hit that. Tons of yes, we got rain today, but after seeing the snow that we got the other day, I've still got out my window. We got like 16 inches of snow and everything's coated. My garden. I was cleaning my garden up, getting ready to start setting up my beds, and it's really covered with a foot of snow now. Still, I enjoy them, but geez, where does the money come from? I think their channel, you can make a lot of money on YouTube if you get the people that are committed to watching your channel and following you. They have an awful lot of followers. They're a good channel. They work together well, and you know they just have grown into it. And you know you get, I mean, figure I don't know how much you make on average per video with the partner program, but say they make uh I don't know 10 cents a view, and they're getting 100,000 views every video they put out, and they're putting out 2 or 3 videos a week. That can add up.
I think I personally make about a cent per view, give or take. It varies depending on the subject sometimes. Because I mean, if I make a video talking about coffee and then put advertising about coffee, then it might be different than, Darren made a video about tractors today. You might get different amount of money for the same amount of views. But I'm on 100,000 views, probably getting like at least $1,000 per video.
Yeah, there's Matt's off-road towing that my brother watches, and he makes 4,800. I think it's $4,800 or $48,000 a month. I mean, he gets millions of views per video because he's going out into the desert and pulling people out that get stuck, and it's just cool to watch. I'm not really into the whole truck thing, but it is just cool to watch. I wish
And
my
then
children.
they're probably getting sponsorship as well. Like, I mean, I got free coffee. I was about 1,000 subscribers. Imagine what you can get with 100,000 subscribers. They're probably getting like free raised beds and free tools and free tractors and free animals. Like Justin Rhodes, he gets chickens from the hatchery where he orders his chickens. He gets a bunch of them for free because he's advertising for them.
It would make things a lot easier. Yeah, little money, and it is it. When I think Trevor doesn't understand it a lot, the work that goes into making a 10-minute video, you have in making a 10-minute video, you might have 2-3 hours to a day with the homesteading stuff. Just you're doing the work, you're
trying to film.
Yeah. And then you're also trying to film. So you're working on your project and you're trying to film, and you're trying to get the angles for the viewer so that they can actually feel like they're involved in what's going on. And then when you come in, you've got all those hours that you have to go through in order. You're soaking wet. No, that's not going to happen. It's raining out.
You have to do the editing, and then you have to make sure everything is aligned properly. You have to select the music. You have to select, if you put like speed higher at some points, or
Yeah.
if you're swearing at a certain specific time, you have to remove that, and then you put your video out, and then you have to watch it all again because you might have missed something, and then funny enough, you missed something, so you have to go back, export it again, and then you upload it on YouTube, and it's not working, and you have to start over.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
And oh yeah. And some camera angles, like when a plowing video. Okay, you can't just video sitting in the truck. I've tried it. People just aren't really into that. But if you walk all the way down the driveway, set up the camera, walk all the way back to the truck, and picture yourself driving by, and all those, every time you see somebody walking in snow or the desert and there are no footprints, but they're walking towards you, and it's just clean snow around them, then they went way around to place that, either that or they've got a drone.
It's insane.
Yeah. And Patrick said, but first the monetization. Yeah, I'm working on the 500 now. I'm in the low 400s, and I'm excited to get the community tab. There's so much you can do with that. So much in making a video. Absolutely. Free freeze dryer. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of the back Living Traditions Homestead. They've got the freeze dryers. Now, I would love a freeze dryer. However, that would take me way out of my niche. I would have to run the generator for however long the freeze dryer was on. It would just be less efficient for me. I'm trying the silent video. At least that helps in the editing. Yeah. Yeah. Sound is another thing, because you have to, it's right here. I use this phone. This is an old cell phone I used to have, and a lavalier mic. And you have to sync up the cameras with the sound, and because you don't want the whole thing where your mouth is moving, but the sound is off it, because that drives me nuts. I can't watch a video like that.
Yeah, same for me.
You don't have to getting a video without kids because they work with me. You don't necessarily have to get a video. I would look into that deeper without kids. You can have the kids in it, but I don't think they can be the focus or a video made for kids. You would
I
have
make
to
videos with my kids all the time. The only thing is YouTube will turn off the comments. That's all. You turn them back on, they might turn them back off, and then you turn them back on, and then you forget that you even exist, and they move on. So, yeah, I have a bunch of videos that my kids are the only one in the video, and it's working fine. Especially if you're doing the work, like I wouldn't worry about it unless you really don't want to have your kids in your video yourself. But if they're in there, don't worry at all. Like, I mean, it's all right. Like the roads have their kids in their video all the time, and they're monetized and they're making tons of money. So, it doesn't matter. Like I said, unless it's you that don't want to show your kids on camera, and
right.
It's totally understandable too.
Yeah. Because I know that the COPA laws are to keep children from being exploited. What I wish I had was a supermodel girlfriend, because, oh my gosh, all these homesteaders that, decide to do their gardening in bikinis, never occurred to me to put on a Speedo and go out and play in the garden.
I don't think it would work well for us.
No. Yes, that is not going to be. I wouldn't mind a solar, right? Get somebody to donate. Hey, these solar panels. I would holy cow. I've got to say that I I was telling Remy a little while ago that I think I paid off pretty much paid off my solar panels. Now watch them smash or something, but um, I think that's all taken care of because I bought used solar panels and do it yourself type. I did all the implementing myself, uh, and I have all the conveniences except it's kind of like where your water is metered, or I keep track of how much electricity I use, how much electricity I have. Um, but yeah, solar sponsorship would be awesome. Uh, I'm almost 100, and I thought that's neat, but I need better quality and learn better angles and techniques. Yeah, um, it is it's amazing. Um, just some of the simple things I watch. Nick Nimmin every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. He does a live. He's an American that lives in Taiwan. Um, but but he does a lot, and you can ask him questions and stuff. He's in big with StreamYard. StreamYard sponsors his lives and stuff like that. But but yeah, and they can give you the tips and stuff like that. Think Media is another good one to help you um, just grow in learning the editing tricks. The biggest thing, time saver I can think of is knowing the shortcut keys on your keyboard. But congratulations on almost 100. That is the farther you go, the higher you go, it almost seems like it goes quicker. Um,
Yeah. The first couple is the hardest part.
I only need 30 some hours for 4,000 watt. Wow. And have you made have
She's
you
just shy
made
of 600, I think.
oh nice.
She'll
Wow.
have the
Well,
hours before the subscribers.
that's awesome. That means that you're putting out some high quality content and people are watching. I got the in your analytics, the watch time. I got a lot of the hockey sticks. They come down and well, let's see. Uh, anyway, it just after the first 30 seconds, I had to drop. I used to have this. There you go. He did it the right way.
It's like, uh,
Um, uh, I had a big opening, and I had to stop that, and that took care of a lot of the hockey sticks. Um, but I see Remy, these people with 17, 1800 subscribers, they can afford to do those cool things.
I don't have the views though. People subscribe, but they don't watch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If every once in a while, go through your subscribers list and watch one or two of each person's video, because they will remove you after a while. Um, oh yes, music. The music you use, you have to be careful.
Then
Uh,
learn the hard way.
uh, even in the background, um, I was I try to make sure it's not there. I was singing. One of my first videos. Uh, I did it for the pandemic because we couldn't have youth group anymore, and so I did some of the youth group kids songs, and uh, I got copyright hit with copyrights. Apparently, even youth group song leaders want their money. But I'm lucky in that the program I use, CyberLink Power Director. It comes with a whole bunch of music. My kids are in mine, but my daughter is 18 and she is the one that isn't. Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. It is. Oh, it is. You don't want it. Didn't. Yeah, yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Um, and they do have. I have used the blur feature from time to time in that they have at the YouTube when you upload it, the YouTube editor, um, for like license plates and stuff like that, and you could maybe use that so that
Yeah. You don't have
cover
to
this
start over.
because it'll track them. Once you put it on something, it'll kind of track that pretty decent. Um, yeah, I'm worried that when I make it big and get YouTube famous, um, I'll have people trying to find out where I live, and I'll have to I'll, I'll have to keep the shotgun by the door. Oh wait, I already do. Um, yes, bikinis in winter. There is this one lady, and she is beautiful. She is off grid and has a cabin, and apparently she likes the cold. She cuts a hole in the ice and goes down. Not that I've ever watched any of her videos because it's just clickbait, but uh, but she goes down, and it's like, oh my goodness, why? Why? I mean, I know. I, I'm sorry, but even if I was off grid with no solar panels, no battery, no electricity whatsoever, I would still heat my water on the wood stove. Um,
To take a shower. Yeah.
Marilyn, maybe I should wear lower cut t-shirts. There you go. Um,
There you go. Sultan.
oh, I went not. Hold on, I missed some here. Um, shortcuts for YouTube, boobs and cats. Well, I could start. I've gained some weight, and I don't know. I'm about to make it to B cup probably. Uh, chickens to Thor. Uh, cats don't work. Mine is not good looking, I guess. Uh, all my cats do is irritate me. I would have liked to get. I don't know what they were on this morning, but they were going nuts. And I would have liked to catch that on camera, but the house is a mess. Um, I feel blessed for the subs I got. I have yet to right. Absolutely, every subscriber is precious and appreciated. Uh, because you do work so hard. I mean, I've been going since 2020. Um, now, Darren, are you planning on going live tonight? Figured I'd
Darren
ask.
and Lynn, they're both going live in about 50 minutes.
Okay, because
Both of
I
them.
don't want to miss that. We'll put up a link here. I don't know about the quality, but I have the nicest subs. Yeah. Uh-oh, Maryland. She didn't. If you're not putting content out, get removed too. Yeah. Yeah. Um time for plan B maybe. Um let's see. Does anyone use shorts? I have put out shorts and I actually did good with the snow one. It must have hit hit the short shelf. Um, I did pretty good with that short. Um, I don't know, Marine. I tried to load my butt, but nothing. I'm gonna switch to topless thumbnails. I'll need to edit out the 5 back hairs though. Oh, that's funny. Um, oh my gosh, I am way behind. I'm all 24 volt to 100. I am 12 volt to 110. Um, and I have a 2000-watt inverter charger from Renogy that seems to work really good. It automatically switches over to charge. Um, oh, Remy's looking. Remy's looking for that video now, Marilyn. Bikinis and fuzzy boots. That's it. And sometimes she's got the, I don't know, that fur hat. Oh, I did see that. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that I saw that. But I saw that. My brother, when last year when we got the pigs, I filmed it, and I like you said, when you're watching the videos over and over to edit, there's just some things that escape your notice, and his shirt pulled up, and he showed a little plumber's crack, and oh, he was so mad. I took the video down and blurted out, oh, he was mad. You'll never video me again, he said, and he was serious. Um, uh, yeah, that was crazy too, because you take them out in your plants out in the morning and then you bring them back inside at night. That's a lot of work. I would probably break them all off. Do a giveaway at 100 subs. Yeah. There are all sorts of things. I want to get into that. Remy's got that um the giveaway thing, so it's free, where you have people type in the hashtag thing. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's with StreamYard as well.
Yeah. I only thought I'd get, yeah. When I first started thinking about a YouTube channel, I was thinking, man, my life is boring. Who's gonna watch me? Some people, like my brother, watches it for the humor. I guess he screams at the TV a lot. You're doing that wrong. Well, there's the right way, the wrong way, the army way, and my way. I really hate
short videos.
Yeah, I really hate shorts. No, I'm sorry. I looked up here. Yeah, cleaning out my coop in skimpy sundress. Yeah, get all dressed up to do your barn chores. Yes, this is going to be your first live tonight. Is that and what time is that going to be at?
Both at the same time. I have to split it into tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to have to split it. I'll watch one on one screen and the other on the other screen, and have the volume up just so I can keep track. I think a few of us did snow shorts, so maybe that is why they have so many views.
Yeah, winters in Canada, man. I hate them.
I hate shorts as Summer is here ish. Um, you still got probably snow up to your shoulders.
Well, if snow was water, I'd be able to swim. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, I would have drowned. Of course, the other day I felt like drowning myself in the back bathtub because of the snow. I mean, it just kept coming and coming and coming. My pigs, we had just gotten the pigs, which this year we went to get the piglets. We loaded up 2 piglets of the 7 that we get because we get 2 up here and then down at my friend Matt's, he gets 5. And uh, Matt looked over and he says, "Well, how old are these?" And we ended up getting 2-month-old pigs because when we made the arrangements with the Miller's meat packing for the butchering, they said that this year was going to be tough on them, so it's going to be mine go the last week of September. So we got them 2 months ahead, 2 months older this year. It cost a little more, but it was um uh what was I going to say? Oh yeah, it cost a little more, but they're 2 months ahead, better established. Hopefully, we'll still be able to make the 250 pounds.
Feed them well. They'll eat.
Yeah, I've actually had. I put up the video on the automatic pig feeder where they lift up the the board to eat, and it's a barrel. And I've actually gotten a couple people recently asking for the um, plans to it, which I have ready to send out and everything. Uh, what did you pay for your pigs? Wiener pigs are going high. It was going to be $75 for just weaned, and then these that were 2 months old were 125. But I think the reason we were getting such good prices is because every year when we pick up our pigs, we order next year's pigs, and we've gotten them from the same place for quite a while. Um, but but yeah, and it's been a hard year. They said for pigs too. Um, I'm gonna
They'll be
go.
fine, man.
Okay, you have a good. Hey, it's just like talking to us, except you don't have to type. It's just like being on one of our streams. Wow, 90 to 200. Wow, that's a lot for a piglet. Um, my brother wants me once I get the barn built to start breeding the pigs, but that's a big chore. That there's a lot of work
Big
involved with
step.
that. Uh,
Start with the
and
chickens or the rabbits, and then go with the pigs.
right, um, I'm working right now on getting uh, a new chicken coop, and I'm gonna put a partition in it, a 12 by 12, um, and get a partition in it so I can put the rabbits in on the wall because I do definitely want to get rabbits for manure and meat and fur. Um, you're breeding sheep, cool. Um, sheep, an American homestead. He says sheep are so much easier than goats. He says everybody does goats, but nobody does sheep. The thing is sheep. I believe their teats are more horizontal than down, and smaller. So I think milking them might be a pain. Um, what time are we getting to? 7:20, and she's going on at 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go too because my girlfriend's been texting me and she needs to do some cleaning up here and it's gonna make a lot of noise.
Well, don't get in trouble with her for me. That would be all right. Well, yeah, sheep are easier. Yeah. Um, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So that Remy's can stay out of trouble, stay out of the doghouse. And man, thank you
That's
so
good.
much. Remember, Thorhaven Farm and Bucket List Homestead are going to be doing their lives here at 8. Uh, that's okay. My house is a mess. That I've got like one corridor behind me. I actually go through and see what the camera's going to catch and clean that. Um, all right, you guys have a great evening, and we will see you on the next lives. All
Yeah,
right,
take care,
have a good
everyone.
day. God bless.